Hello. Hey, Debbie. How are you today?
Great. How are you?
I am doing very well. Just getting ready for a lot of celebrations that are coming up, and yeah, just preparing. Um,
It's a lot of work, so thank you.
Hey, it's all good. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, no. So we wanted to come together today and talk a little bit about the virtual Lunar New Year celebration that OCA Greater Houston is putting on. Um, you know, this organization has such a long, rich history of arts and cultural events here in Houston, and I think across the whole country. So
Yeah.
it's just really cool to be able to like have multiple chapters come together and do this really cool celebration. So thank you, Debbie, for being able to kind of like talk talk about it with us and talk through it all,
Yeah.
and.
I mean, that's the beauty of it being virtual right now, right? It gives us a lot of freedom to be able to do something every day. Because normally you might have like a community festival for a couple weekends, and then everyone just goes about their own lives. But traditionally, Lunar New Year actually is celebrated for 15 days, right? Like it's an actual 15 days, and you've got the opening. Well, technically 16 if you count New Year's Eve, which is tomorrow, and then it ends with the Lantern Festival on the last day, on the 15th day, right? So by doing it this way, we're able to try and do a little something every day, bring some happiness and knowledge into everyone's lives every day between now and the 15th day, which is the 26th. And then because it's a Friday, we're also going to extend it just one day into the Saturday, because the Asian Americans, the documentary that we're screening is actually 5 hours long. It's 5 1-hour segments. And so we wanted to kind of break that up a little bit so that everyone has a chance to not be too tired sitting for 5 hours straight.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a really good documentary, but yes, I think it definitely is good to have it split up so that everybody can join in.
Yeah, it's a great documentary, and our chapter has a little piece in history in that, because they had there's a segment where they went out to Crystal City, and we had a team that actually drove out there to be a part of the filming.
That is so cool. That is really cool. So I guess today being February 10th, what are some of the things, or how should we start preparing for Lunar New Year?
Well, for us, we wanted to start a few days early, primarily because traditionally you're supposed to get ready for New Year's by cleaning, right? It's kind of like what we do in Western cultures, where we say it's spring cleaning. But if you take that a step further, it's like literally the Lunar New Year, the spring festival. You're supposed to clean your house or clean whatever it is that you want to be cleaned. And everything needs to be done by New Year's Eve, right? Like basically by midnight. Because on New Year's Day, the first day of the year, you're not supposed to do any cleaning, like especially no sweeping, okay? Because then basically it's symbolizing where you're sweeping away your good luck out the door if you're going to clean and sweep stuff out that day, right? You're sweeping away all your good luck. And so you want to keep all your good luck in. And so that's why you want to, if you're going to clean, get everything done before Friday, before New Year's Day. Yeah. Okay. And then, for us here in Houston, we were really fortunate that Chalbus, is a company that many people are familiar with, and they specialize in delivery of, authentic, Asian foods, right? A lot of mom and pop shops. And so what they are doing to support the community is for between the 10th today and the 17th, right? All orders that are over $60 placed with them, they will donate $5, to OCA-Greater Houston, where we are using all of that money to be able to purchase food from restaurants to support small businesses and be able to donate the food to low-income Asian American families.
Yeah, no, that is something.
It's a win-win.
Mm-hmm. That is something really cool, and I mean, the great thing. I was in Chinatown recently, and I saw that there's a lot of restaurants that are part of it. So I mean, it's perfect.
So a really good number of restaurants in the Asiatown, Chinatown area. So, I really encourage everyone, if you're going to, order some special dishes for Lunar New Year, you're cooking some stuff, regardless of what your family's tradition is, right? Because, there's so much diversity in the Asian American community that everyone has some dishes that are, kind of like grandma's recipe handed down, or a tradition where everyone sits down to eat, hot pot together, or, they make dumplings, or they have, special dishes that they make just because normally you wouldn't make it. They're so time consuming. So you kind of use it only for special occasions. Then, frankly, it can get really tiring to cook for a lot of people. For even if you're just talking about a meal for like 5 people and you want to put out 6 or 7 dishes, that can take some time. If you're going to order food, we highly encourage everyone to please order through ChowBus from a small restaurant here in the Asiatown, Chinatown area. And for every order over $60, they are going to donate $5 to OCA-Greater Houston for us to use to purchase meals for low-income Asian American families. So, it's a great partnership. It's a win-win with ChowBus, where we're going to be able to help small businesses and low-income families at the same time, during these challenging times. So, great way to start off the new year.
Yeah, so that starts today and it goes through the 17th. And yeah, I mean, and the cool thing too is like it's restaurants and also grocery stores. So,
Yeah, and it's it's being done across the country in 8 major cities, and Houston is a major city that we were lucky that they chose us to partner with to do this. So please, I encourage everyone to really support that and support small businesses in the Asiatown area.
Yeah, no, for sure. So this is really exciting. So that starts today, and then tomorrow we also have a video that we will be, or actually a workshop that we will be rebroadcasting from last year's Starry Nite Arts Festival, which I think is very relevant to.
Yeah, it's super relevant, right? Because planning out a project 365 days in a year, and it's the perfect thing really to think about on New Year's Eve, about how to plan out for this coming year. And our hope here at OCA is that all the work that all of our different chapters do, we want to be that continued trusted messenger of information and things that are going to help empower people, right? We do a lot of work in terms of leadership development, youth leadership development, and all of it is really towards empowering people to help themselves. So it's our programming is educational. We've got some great films, we've got workshops, different talks. We have arts and crafts. It's kind of the full gamut, and short videos talking about different cultural, tidbits, different traditions. We have some really cool cooking shows, kind of a little bit for everyone. But the bottom line is we hope that this year this coming year is, it's meaningful, it's purposeful for everyone, and that people are looking out for themselves, looking out for their families, looking out for their friends. It's about self-care, and it's about self-empowerment.
Yeah, exactly. We want to make sure that we're providing a very robust program that everybody, from the kiddos, all the way to our elders, are able to really enjoy and just like enjoy as a family. I think that's the coolest thing. Yeah. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to is also the book readings that we have with Cam Mack and also with
Oliver Chin.
Oliver Chin. Yeah, those are really cool to record.
That must have been a lot of fun. I don't remember the exact time off the top of my head, but we'll be sharing the information. Cam Mack, if you don't know, he is a artist and a poet, right? So he was gracious enough to do a reading with us of his poetry book, which was turned into a children's book, right, about the immigrant experience in Chinatown. And but what most people know him for is as the artist of the Lunar New Year series. He was the main artist for the United States Postal Service Lunar New Year stamp series that was an OCA project, a couple decades ago.
Yeah.
And then this year is the first time there's an Asian American scientist, a stamp that's being issued on New Year's Day, on Friday. And I want to say the ceremony is that morning, so we'll be sure to share the link with everyone to be able to participate and see that. The Nobel Prize winning, Asian American female scientist, and Cam was the artist who was selected to do that portrait.
Yeah. And the interview, I mean, we had a really great interview after the reading, and you'll really be able to learn a lot more about, that work. And it's just, it's really, really cool. But one of the things that I definitely want to share with everyone is all you have to do is go to our website, and you'll be able to see the full schedule. So, just go to OCAHouston.org/LNY, Lunar New Year, and you'll be able to see the entire schedule. And this is something that, we'll be updating with links, which will go live tomorrow morning. And that way you can, keep up with all of the links to all of the upcoming events, all of the virtual events. And the greatest thing about it is, you'll be able to connect through our Facebook page and our YouTube page and watch all of that live. So,
and I really want to, thank our, fellow chapters. Different chapters are doing different virtual events around the country. And so we'll hopefully be able to get the full list of what all the other chapters are doing to be able to share with everyone, so that, depending on the timing, right, maybe you want to learn about something else that another chapter is featuring. We have some chapters that join together with us to help us compile, a full 27 days worth. But, I want to point out, like, our Pittsburgh chapter. They actually, run a traditional Chinese dance school. That's their niche thing, their community service that they do in Pittsburgh. And so I know that they're going to be broadcasting some of their recordings of traditional dances.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I think that's the coolest thing about OCA. I mean, this is a nationwide organization with chapters across the nation. And, this is a worldwide celebration that we're all going to be able to, like, celebrate together. And everybody has, a part in it. And yeah, I mean, with this virtual world right now, I mean, this is one way that we can all connect at the same time and, just enjoy in a different way than what we're used to, but still enjoy.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the really great things that has, happened out of this, is that, people are becoming more comfortable with it and being able to be exposed to arts and culture from just outside of their own hometown. Right. And it gives more exposure and support to AAPI artists and filmmakers and people who are just in the creative arts. So I think that's a really great, development out of all of this. And I hope that, the community continues to support, their local AAPI artists, but also AAPI artists from around the country, and just, artists overall. Creatives really bring a different perspective to things. They raise questions in a unique way oftentimes, and they just bring joy, right? They're like the chief documenters of things that bring joy to people.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's also one of the reasons why, we want to continue to share a lot of what what we hosted back in a couple of months ago during Starry Nite Arts Fest, because we just it's such a we have such a vibrant community of artists um, and just presenters and everything that it's like, hey, we want to make sure that everybody gets to enjoy all of this. So one of the things that we're doing is we are rebroadcasting some of the workshops, and we're also we're incorporating a raffle into it. So we want to make sure that everybody tunes in, gets to enjoy it. And so yeah, just for those that join and watch the rebroadcast, you have an opportunity to win some really cool gear from some of these artists. And yeah, like it's really cool. So you have to tune in order to see what is available. But I can tell you that we have some merch. We have some books. I mean, we have a lot of
stickers.
Yes, that as well. So we want to make sure that everybody tunes in. And during this entire celebration, besides all of the arts and cultural events, there's also a lot of other events that are happening. And I think one of the ones that we really want to highlight is there's also a leadership development, a professional development workshop that's happening at the end of Lunar New Year. But it's so important for everybody to take some time to also invest in yourselves, right? And learn something.
Self-empowerment, economic empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
It is about investing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And we're really fortunate to work with Jerry. He's one of many other people who have worked as facilitators or executive coaches or trainers who have really donated their time to give back to the community and help build that pipeline and bring people up, with them in their careers, which, in turns, builds the community.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we are also sharing that information so that everybody can join. And if you go to our link, if you go into our Facebook event, if you go to the website, you'll be able to link to all of these different workshops as well. So all of that is going live very, very, very briefly. And yeah, I mean, Debbie, I don't know if there's another event that you also want to highlight. I know we have, actually, one of the really cool things that I love about OCA-Greater Houston is the involvement that youth have in the program. And, I've had the pleasure of working with the students that compose the Thrive Business Enterprise through the Junior Achievement Chapter. And yeah, they're taking part of this as well.
Yes, and they have some really cool, cute merch. They have made these mask ear wrap things, ear loops, to save your ears from getting chafed from the straps. It's really, and they're handmade. They're very, really cool. They have Lucky Crane ornaments that they're selling. They're selling jewelry. They've been really ambitious this year, and I couldn't be more proud of them as students, right? And I also want to, say, like, our other students who you'll be able to see some of their short videos that they've made. They did some research and did short videos around Lunar New Year and different traditions. But especially, they are, we call them, the pipeline, right? But really, I look at our high school students as our inspiration, right? They give us so much meaning and purpose of, like, this is why we are here, to build community and build the future. And that's what a lot of these students represent. And some of these students, I mean, just are brilliant. They're high school students, and you wouldn't think that they're high school students in their maturity level, in how conscientious they are, and just how, detailed and diligent they are. Like, they work really hard to try and, not only do well in school, right? And, we want all of our students to do well in school and, be able to go out and get a good career, but they're actually motivated not because of that to be involved with us. They're motivated because they want to be able to be a part of creating change in the world, making the world a better place. Right? We've had students who went out and talked about, really challenging issues like gun violence. We had students who were making, census videos to try and get people to fill out the census and make sure our people got their fair share. Students who are out there trying to encourage others to register to vote and go vote because they can't vote yet. I mean, these are really some dynamic students that I think we're going to see a lot more of in the future.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. And every day they just kind of give us new surprises as to, what they're envisioning for their futures. And so it's really cool to see it. It is extremely
they're already hard at work, like just preparing for this legislative session on different, committees and topics of, how to get involved, right? And how to motivate, people in the community to get involved, like, with redistricting, for instance. That's a big topic. That's a big issue that's coming up. We already have, people thinking about elections this fall, especially relevant for students because we have school board elections, right? And in Houston ISD, for example, we have the first Asian American, female board of trustees is up for re-election. There are people who are already thinking about, elections for next year even, right? I personally can't think that far right now. I'm like, okay, what are our great workshops happening for this Lunar New Year? And I can tell you the one that I'm really looking forward to seeing again is journaling, right? Because I think journaling is a really great way for just self-reflection and self-meditation. And just so often we are all just so busy in our lives, just getting through each day. We don't even we don't have time to even sit down and just digest what happened and to process it and think about, whatever ideas you may have and how to move forward with that, right? And so journaling is something that's really great. And so journaling plus the 365-day, project planning, I think is going to be really beneficial and helpful for people. And and we have a lot of journals that were donated to us that we have available for sale for journaling kits for people. We've also created gratitude kits, and I really want to thank our team and especially Laura for helping us to put all that together, and they will be available through our silent auction and site. And and both Oliver and Cam's books. Right, we will have order forms available. If anybody wants to order a autographed copy, then we will put that order in for you, and you'll be able to pick it up from us here in Houston, or we can ship it to you.
Yeah, and so all of that information will be on our website. We'll have it linked, so then that way everybody can go in there and fill out their orders, participate in the silent auction, and
and I should say we should really thank we do thank our vendors that have participated with us in Starry Night and are participating with us again for Lunar New Year, and those vendors that are doing special promos, special deals promoting for Lunar New Year. Everything from boba tea to traditional sweet rice cake, right, to handmade dumplings. I mean, it's a full gamut. So we really thank our vendors, and we encourage you to support our vendors.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've had some of those. I've been able to try some of the food vendors and everything, and they're top notch. So make sure that you go and you support them. But yeah, so this celebration is going to be amazing. We have a lot of different events, and one of the really cool things about our programming is just how everything is connected, right? So one of the things that Debbie just mentioned was film screenings, but that also kind of leads up to HAAPIFEST, which is happening in June. And so with the screenings that we'll have during this Lunar New Year, you'll be able to see some of our past films, right, in order to prepare you for the upcoming festival and have an idea of what you'll be seeing then. So, everything is connected in this really, really cool, awesome way. And we just really want to encourage everybody to, to take advantage of all of these events and celebrate with the family.
Yep. Support small businesses and support our AAPI authors and artists.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I think that, in the next, like we said, in the next couple of hours, by tomorrow, we'll have all of this rolled out. And then that way you can just sit back after you do a little bit of cleaning and enjoy Lunar New Year.
Don't clean on Friday. Right? No cleaning on Friday. You don't want to sweep out your good luck. This is going to be a great year for everyone. We want to keep all the good luck with us.
Yep, exactly. So, well, Debbie, thank you so much for, for just kind of giving us some insight into the celebration, and also sharing with us, a little bit more about what, OCA is doing with the celebration, as well as, some of like the other programs and events that we're also taking part of in this year.
Yep. And, again, I just want to encourage everyone to, check out the schedule, check out Keshav's video. I think we forgot to mention that, Keshav is graciously donating these tarot card readings, fortune readings, mapping out and I'm blanking out on the term right now, but essentially helping you to map out life plans. Mm-hmm. And he is making those available there's an Eventbrite link that people can, sign up to purchase a time slot with Keshav.
Yeah,
we're really excited to have that.
Yeah, and actually we're gonna close out with that video, so then everybody can see it. So, but thank you so much, and so we'll close out with the video, and then that way everybody can also go to the Eventbrite link and book their session.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Debbie.
Hey y'all, it's Keshav. OCA-Greater Houston and I are going to be collaborating on this year's Lunar New Year. We're talking tarot, covering karma, and all things spiritual. If you want to book a session, check out our Eventbrite page from February 12th to February 27th. I'll see you there.